Hello and welcome to Ultra Films. I am Evan Bergstrom and I'm joined here with William. Today we are going to be talking about the
Yep,
top five things we are most excited about for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
that's right, bro. I'm excited to the movie. 4 hours long. We get to have the original version for it instead of the I guess you could say somewhat awful theatrical version of it. So yeah, I look forward to it, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get the show on the road, bro. What are we gonna
Oh,
talk about
yeah.
today, bro?
Alrighty, so we have five things that we think are going to be the best parts of Zack Snyder's release of Justice League. It comes out
Yep.
on HBO Max on March 18th, which is only 4 days away from when we're recording this. You'll see this here tonight. Um,
Hell yeah.
most likely. Most likely if I finish
Yeah, I'm
editing it.
excited. The whole world's excited.
Hmm.
We get to see everything.
Yeah. Um, so, without further ado, we're going to jump into the top five things, starting with our most favorite and most excited part that is being added to Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's something that we haven't seen yet in any of the new trailers. They've been dropping trailers almost every single day since the announcement. Not really. They've been dropping a lot of trailers actually.
Have
Um,
they been? Yeah.
and this is something that we haven't seen in any of the trailers quite yet, and it's probably just the biggest opportunity to capitalize on the new parts of the movie, and it is Martian Manhunter.
Yep. Martian
Hmm.
Manhunter. What do we know about Martian Manhunter, Evan? What can you
Well,
tell me?
Martian Manhunter is an alien, and his name suggests he might have come from Mars. Just for anyone who didn't know, yeah, Martian Manhunter comes from Mars. His whole population was wiped out. We don't
Yep.
know what that'll look like in the DCEU. We know that from in the comic books, it's from a handful of different reasons. Sometimes it's genocide, even.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting. One, to see his backstory if we get it, or
Hopefully.
you never know. So some of the things that are left kind of open ended is one, his appearance,
Oh
two,
yeah.
his his reveal in general, and just how he'll
Mm-hmm.
pop up. And we're also there's just so much about him and where he comes in and fits in, and how what his role actually plays in the big fight overall that
Mm-hmm.
is just unknown.
Yeah, and most important, like, where the hell has he been, like, during at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Has he been there, scouting? Has he been spying on us?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows where the hell he's been at that time? But yeah, hopefully we get a nice, good, clean introduction on the character, as what human form he took during this time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It should be
Yeah,
exciting and interesting as well at the
yeah.
same time.
He's actually supposed to be the general from Man of Steel. I forget his name,
Okay.
the African American guy. Obviously, in the comics, he's known as John Jones, but I think he took.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me look up the general's name here. Actually,
Yeah. General something. I remember. It's not
it
Johnson. I don't think.
is no. It's General Swanwick. General Swanwick, whoever the guy, the general is from Man of Steel, who was in the
Yeah.
interrogation room outside watching him when he breaks the cuffs. That
Okay.
that general, he's supposed to be
Okay.
the Martian Manhunter, actually. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
but however he gets introduced and revealed is very very important to the actual
Yeah.
storyline. Since it's, I think for me it's very important because it doesn't it really splits where the story goes because he wasn't in the film at all when Justice League came out back in 2017 or whenever it was. He just
Yeah.
wasn't
Twice.
in it. Yeah,
No, no, no. Yeah, he was never mentioned or anything like that, or he was in there.
not in the
But yeah, so
slightest.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They gave him the old boot, saying, you're out of here, buddy,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
or whatever. But yeah, but
Yeah.
thankfully, thank the movie guys. We get to finally see him. Hopefully he looks really cool and he sounds really intimidating.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
also like what I like to know is also I want to know is how his powers are gonna work. Obviously, we know what he could do. He could like shape. He could
Yeah.
like phase through like
Mm-hmm. Yep.
walls or whatever.
Yep.
Do
That's a
other
good
stuff as
point.
well.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
even think about that. How much of his powers do they actually show? Because he's
mm-hmm,
almost essentially Superman, but he has some extra bonuses to him. He has
mm-hmm.
telepathy, and so he can read people's minds. Are we gonna even see that? And so there's just endless opportunities to introduce him really at any point during the story. But it also just changes the course for the final battle and everything, because now
Yep.
he's there. You know, it's not just Unite the Six anymore. It's Martian Manhunter's gonna be there now in
Yep.
some form. I'm assuming, and so it's just gonna
Hopefully.
be cool. Yeah,
Yeah. Hopefully we could see like at least some action sequence him by himself, just kicking
exactly.
all the other troopers of Steppenwolf and
Parody.
Darkseid and all them.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our number one pick, and then
Yep.
we,
On to
yeah, jump
number
into
two.
number two here.
Yep.
Would you like to take it away, my friend?
Which is number two will be more introduction to the villains like Darkseid and
Uh-huh.
Steppenwolf. And even his henchmen as number two, the villains, pretty much. What role are they gonna play?
Yep.
Obviously, we get to see Steppenwolf, in the main course as he's like the main guy. But the real question is, will we see Darkseid in action in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
4 hours long, maybe it may not be enough to fit him in.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what
Uh-huh.
he looks like. We know what he's gonna say. I just want to see him fight Superman.
Oh,
Personally.
yeah, that's a bold prediction. See him fight Superman.
Yes. Yep.
So obviously we have the picture down in this bottom corner. This is pulled from a recent trailer that just dropped either yesterday or the one from this morning. I don't remember exactly when I screenshot it. I screenshotted it at like 3 a.m. So it could have been from
Yeah.
yesterday's trailer and included in the one from this morning. Um, but the one this morning actually showed Darkseid using his Omega Beam. So
Yep.
it was underwater as well. So it kind of makes me wonder if he's actually going to be a lot more prominent in it. You know. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's so exciting for us, is because one, we just want to see a bigger villain presence. Steppenwolf in the regular Justice League didn't feel like an actual threat. Darkseid
Exactly.
definitely would be that threat for the Justice League, especially
Definitely.
now that they have Martian Manhunter. The odds are even more tilted in their favor. It makes
Mm-hmm.
sense that maybe the reason why this story is going to be so different is because he's in it more, and he's
Yep.
actually on Earth, and he has to be, he's a threat to be eliminated even. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, when we compare Steppenwolf, we can't compare him to per se like
Oh no.
Thanos' level, or whoever, from the
Yeah.
Marvel side.
No. If you want to compare Steppenwolf to somebody over on Marvel's side from like Infinity War Endgame, it would probably be I forget what they changed his name to. It's Black Dwarf in the comics. I think they changed his name to something else. The big giant bulky guy who fought Hulk. And they changed his name. I know in the comics it's Black Dwarf, but I think they changed
Yeah.
it to.
Did they? Was he part of the Black Order?
I think they changed it to. Yeah, he's part of the Black Order. In the
Oh,
comics, he's
the
Black Dwarf. They renamed it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to Cole Obsidian. So he's the guy who fought with Ebony Maw and fought Strange in Iron Man at the very beginning of the film
Yep.
in Infinity War. So that's probably more what Steppenwolf is and should have been. But in the original Justice League, that wasn't there. That threat
No,
of him
no.
being scary. We see even just a new design of Steppenwolf that makes him look more threatening and scary out the gate with these trailers, and
Yep.
that's what is so great about Snyder's cut, is that it's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, what it's supposed to be, obviously the original version. Unfortunately, Warner Bros. Did not give him the freedom to actually give us the whole version of it.
Yeah, up until
They just
now.
wanted one film and said, "Yeah, you only get one film, then get the hell out."
Get out of
Whatever,
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It was in. Yeah. He just he had to. I really am glad that they've given HBO the opportunity to show this. It's very
Yeah.
important because it's so much different. And if this is the version that would have come out back then, if they had given Snyder more time to obviously there's some not so fun stuff that happened in his family situation.
Yeah.
But
We can talk more about that later on. But
yeah,
yeah, let's shift the focus more to the villains.
yeah.
Obviously Steppenwolf has to be more badass, more tougher in this one.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be the one that's supposed to bring Darkseid, which is the big boss himself.
Yep.
Darkseid's pretty much like a demigod, pretty much. Like
Yeah.
he can fight almost anyone,
Yeah, you can.
wherever he fights, bro.
And then you brought up a good point earlier about Superman fighting him. I think that we'll talk about this because this is another big point of ours. But Superman, I said Spider Man, Superman,
Yeah, Spider-Man confirmed.
Spider Man in the Snyder Cut confirmed. No, but Superman is actually supposed to be Black Suit Superman, and
Mm-hmm.
potentially might put up a bigger fight, which just adds to the level of threat in the movie in total. Is that fight scene against the Justice League when they brought him back to life wasn't also fleshed out as much as it probably should have been, and I think
Yeah,
that'll be expanded upon as well.
yeah, yeah. What I thought about when I rewatched that scene again, I thought it was like it could have been done a little bit more better
Oh yeah.
ish, but I felt like it was a bit more bland. Same with like the appearance of Steppenwolf and his moments in the original film. It was bland
Mm-hmm.
for both.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we get to see a better, more accurate version and all that stuff
Yeah,
and whatnot.
absolutely. I
But yeah,
saw actually.
Black Suit Superman, man, let's go.
Yeah, I actually saw a very funny video this morning. There's a lot of people on YouTube commenting on the trailer even that are saying that Darkseid looks like just this big old gray villain, like a generic gray villain. And then somebody pulled those comments and then plugged different Marvel villains who were bland and gray, and then showed their comic book appearance. So like Kate Blanchett's Hela was
Yep.
pretty much black, a little bit of green, but in the comics she's
Yeah.
just all green.
Yep.
They pulled who else did they pull? It was just a very funny comparison to be like,
I think Loki had a kind of bit of a bland experience as well.
yeah, it's up. They didn't do the whole. Yeah, I guess it was toned down quite a bit. Who
Yeah.
else? Who else have they done that was not super fleshed out, not super comic book accurate? Because they're saying Darkseid doesn't look comic book accurate. There was a comment also that he called out that it says Darkseid wouldn't wear his own Omega symbol, and it's like you. Then it shows the comic book versions of it. Just every single Darkseid incantation, just with the
Yeah.
Omega symbol, and you're like, yeah, that's whoever made
Yeah.
that comment.
I
Just
mean, for the record, some of these people don't know. They don't have the actual comic information of what the
yeah,
guy looks like from the original comics. If you read
yeah.
the comics, or if you
Or
even
if
saw
you,
the
yeah,
anime series, from the old school
exactly.
days.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, dude, the old animated Justice League is the reason why I'm so hyped for Darkseid and for Martian Manhunter more specifically.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Also,
then
like sorry.
no,
Also,
you're
for me
good.
personally, growing up, I saw the Superman anime series, the Batman anime series, and
Mhm.
I also saw the Justice League anime series.
Yep. Yep.
All those were like good Saturday morning cartoons or Saturday night cartoons for me growing
Yeah,
up,
they were.
which
Yep.
was awesome.
Those were good. Very good. Hmm.
All right, so do
And
you have anything
then
else to add before we move on to number three?
I do not think so. I think we're good to go on number three, which is.
It's the nightmare scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, the nightmare scene. Now, what does it mean for the nightmare scene? Would you like care to explain? What
I
is the
want you
nightmare
to
scene?
start because I have a very big theory. Remember that I
Oh
want
yeah,
to
yeah.
save. I'll let you go,
Okay,
and I want you
yeah,
to
I'll go.
explain why you think that why you just want to see the nightmare scene more specifically because it does tie
Well,
back into the last point.
yeah, it does tie in. Obviously the
Mm-hmm.
nightmare scene is Batman's vision slash nightmare
Mm-hmm.
of what happened to the world. Darkseid conquered the whole Earth and all
Yep.
that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And of course in the Snyder trailers they showed what happened in Nightmare Scene. It's all chaotic. Now, if they remember, if you guys remember from Batman v Superman, he had his own version where
Yep.
he Darkseid turns made Superman become the bad guy pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And all that stuff, and he kills him pretty much. But yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
anyway, in the Nightmare Scene, what we saw was we saw obviously of course Leto's Joker.
Yep.
Also in
Mm-hmm.
the background we saw Flash's heavy armor as well. You
Yep.
know,
Mm-hmm.
also surprisingly Deathstroke
Yep. We did see
with
Deathstroke
with his
with
mohawk as
with
well.
the mohawk. A weird choice to go with. Absolutely,
Yeah.
I would
I mean,
say,
like if
but
anyone has like a reason why he has that mohawk, please let us know. But if you don't, then
is there any? Are there any comics that we're unaware of where Slade Wilson, instead of being bald or short haircut, has just a mohawk? I don't
yeah,
think so.
I think I know he's gone bald. He has the
I
gray
think he
hair and whatnot.
has.
He's grown the beard and whatnot.
I want to
Whatever.
say he has at least. Let me check.
But yeah,
I want to look
yeah,
at
go
that
ahead.
actually.
Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, the Nightmare Scene. What can we expect from it? Hopefully more gruesome details about what happened to the rest of the heroes and whatnot, and what the hell happened to the Earth. Obviously, there's some, and also want to know what triggered the Nightmare Scene for Batman to happen.
Yep.
As he explains, he had a nightmare, and
Mm-hmm.
also that's the reason why I want to see more details, more info on it. See what happened, what can we expect from it. Will there be an action fight? Will there be like a mini fight sequence with
Hmm.
Joker or Deathstroke? Hopefully,
Yeah.
which I'm kind of hoping they will.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about this before we started the episode. There's a Suicide Squad 2 that Joe Manganiello was cut out of because they wanted him to fight Will Smith's Deadshot. Um,
Yep.
but now that's been scrapped. We're seeing him here, which is potentially maybe because it's a future reality. Deathstroke being part of a Suicide Squad sort of team that Batman's put together.
Yep.
And so maybe the scene that we end up seeing is Batman, Deathstroke, Joker, and a group of other assembled individuals
Yeah. Those who
doing
survived
a
probably.
doing an assault. Yeah, the heroes that have survived doing assault on Darkseid. That'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
That'd be awesome, like a final assault, to see what happens.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we know that Joker and Batman, they don't have buddy relationships.
No, they don't.
They're pretty much, they'll fight each other no matter what.
Oh
So
yeah.
obviously, with Leto's famous, no the society or no honor or whatever. I forgot what it's called. I probably butchered it, but whatever.
You did just butcher that quote. Society's
Yeah.
become one without honor or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that quote though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah, which is really awesome as
Hmm.
well. And then what the good thing about this Nightmare scene is that all right, we get to see Leto's Joker again. Obviously he had really heavy criticism and the other Suicide Squad movie. Like, he did a good job. I would say I
Yeah.
might for it, but like we didn't get enough. He didn't get enough screen time during that movie, right?
Yeah. No, not at all. Not nearly enough time.
No. What we're hoping is that we get to see him more. How he's gonna do,
Yeah.
what the hell he's gonna do, how many people he's gonna kill, or whatever.
Probably a lot, knowing the Joker.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I actually went and looked. I knew there was a version of Slade Wilson that was bald. It's actually the one from Smallville. And I don't know why I didn't remember that, but the
Oh yeah.
Deathstroke from Smallville was basically bald. So,
Yeah.
um,
Obviously, yeah. And
yeah,
obviously, there's Manu Bennett's Deathstroke from the Green
dude,
Arrow series.
fucking, I love him. He's so
I love
good
him
as
too, bro.
Deathstroke. That's the best. I don't know if Mangelio could be better than that.
I
We're
don't
gonna
think
have
so.
to see. I really doubt it. I think I'm also very biased towards the Arrow version of anything really, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. I'll give him a shot. I think his costume looks sick as fuck. So
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
can't
But yeah.
complain. He looks very good. So
Mm-hmm.
and then the reason why I'm so excited for the Nightmare scene, on top of everything that you've said, is that
Yep.
I think that Barry actually time travels to the future, and so it's not really a nightmare scene. It is a nightmare scene, obviously, because it's from the future, but I think it's like
Mm-hmm.
Barry experiencing what the future is going to be, and I think they're gonna do like a little flashpoint callback to Barry coming back to present time and having to tell Ben
Yep.
Affleck's Batman, hey, whoa, this happens in the future because
Yeah.
Superman's bad in the future and he
Yeah.
works
Superman
for
got you. Yeah.
Darkseid.
Say.
And
Yeah.
and then it also just wraps around that whole nightmare scene that he had back in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah. Obviously, Barry. Yeah. Like you said, Barry goes back, which I like the little flashpoint thing, which I'm kind of hoping they do a flashpoint movie
Yeah,
in the future. If you guys remember,
fingers
have
crossed.
you seen the? Fingers crossed. Have you seen the animated movie?
Oh, the Flashpoint movie is
Paradox.
amazing. Flashpoint Paradox
Yeah.
is probably the best animated movie or project to come out of DC or Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Just straight up.
Honestly, yeah.
Some
Honestly,
of
if I think
the
DC owns the animation movie like that. They own that.
yeah,
There's no way Marvel can top them doing that. They
yeah,
make great movies like that.
the voice actors they've chosen to portray all their characters, and the fact that they've kept Kevin Conroy on for so many years as Batman, and they just can't get better than that. Mark Hamill is the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
They just have what it takes to do the animated stuff, and I don't think,
They do.
especially with how Marvel handled their like video game release of the Avengers, they didn't
Yep.
bring on the same voice actors or costume designs as you see in the Avengers movies, and so
Yeah.
they really don't have the animated game as fleshed out as DC has
No.
for years since 2000s and prior.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah. Because
just
like
topped them constantly.
yeah. Yeah. Pretty much DC animations films. They're god
Yeah.
tier. There's
Oh
nobody's
yeah.
can top them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Not to say that Marvel's animated projects are bad, but it's just
No.
there's no outdoing them in a way.
No.
So
Yeah. So yeah, continue with your Flashpoint
yeah,
monologue.
so essentially, I think that they're gonna do like, hey, the end of the Flashpoint Paradox movie, Flash goes, I am just the messenger, and he brings back this letter to Bruce from his dad, essentially in another timeline, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of what is gonna happen. We see Barry in these new trailers um, do some sort of time travel. It looks like almost. Um,
Mm-hmm.
with how he's interacting with the Speed Force. And so it wouldn't surprise me. I think it's a very big stretch to say that it's going to happen. I would love to see it, but I think the reason why we get the nightmare scene in the future is because Barry travels to the future and
Yep.
experiences it, comes back and tells Batman, maybe even the whole team, hey, this is what's going on if we don't.
Succeed.
Maybe it's a premonition even that before they've even brought back Superman, he accidentally travels to the future fighting Steppenwolf or something, and
Mm-hmm.
he, he goes, "Oh my God, we're all gonna die. We don't have anything that can stop this guy. Steppenwolf's not even the full threat." Something like that. That's a huge plot change that is only there and it makes this film what it is because of the Flash.
Yep.
Which brings us to point number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a good
Our two,
transition.
our, yeah, our two favorite duo, the Flash and Cyborg.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course, obviously, what we're looking for is hopefully we in the original theatrical version we did not get enough information on them. You know
No.
who they were or what they. Of course, Batman goes and recruits Barry, saying, "I need." I'm recruiting the team, and of course he tests them out with the
Mm-hmm.
Batarang and the Flash, which was all right.
Yep.
But like obviously in the Snyder Cut, we get to see a little bit more info on how they started. Both a
Yeah.
little bit of their mini story.
Absolutely.
Flash, Flash saving Iris from the car crash that we saw in
Mm-hmm.
the trailer as well.
Yep. The new trailers have that.
Cyborg, having having resurrected or playing football
Yep.
with before the injury and the accident and whatnot. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what both me and Evan are hoping for is that we have a little bit more screen time for both of them.
Yeah.
More introduction, who these guys are, what they do, how can they help the team, and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Absolutely. And then to add on, there's so much new footage just even in these trailers. People I've seen are joking about, oh, they're gonna release the whole movie before it comes out. I don't think that they realize there's only like an hour of the same footage really, and
Mm-hmm.
then 3 hours almost of new footage in this movie that we haven't really seen yet. It's going to be almost its own new film. It's not going to be the same Justice League we've seen, and I just am going to keep stressing that point because I don't think people, especially some of the Marvel fans, don't want to
It's,
comprehend that. That it's, hey,
yeah,
this is what the Justice League was supposed to be. We got this watered down comedic version with a bunch of reshoots from Joss Whedon to make it
mm-hmm.
more Avengers like, and it didn't.
Yeah,
You can see the
it didn't pan
continuity
out.
errors even as you're watching it. Is like, okay, this is too lighthearted and jokey, whereas this is you can tell the difference almost. And so to get 3 hours of new footage, we get a lot of new Steppenwolf stuff, we get a lot of new Cyborg stuff, new new Flash stuff, we get new Martian Manhunter, Black Suit Superman, different
Yep,
dynamics in a different story. And I
yep.
think that especially Cyborg and Flash and how they're going to use them as characters is going to give us who knows what.
Because we know that both Flash and Cyborg in this movie are buddies, kind of. They're like the younger. They're kind of like
Mm-hmm.
young kids, pretty much,
Yeah,
in their college days and whatnot. They like to goof around and whatnot. Hopefully, we get to see some epic moments from both of these guys. Like
absolutely.
I know he does. He takes over the Batjet, or was it the Batwing? In the
Uh,
original one.
I think that he does. Yeah, he jumps into the Batmobile and is like climbing with it. Once like
Yeah,
Batman falls out and loses control of it, he goes,
yeah.
"Don't worry, I'll take care of this." And he hops in.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, that was seen with super. super
Yeah.
cool, but we didn't get nearly enough in what was the full release time of the original Justice League. Let's take a look here.
Yeah.
Justice League. It was the original runtime was only 2 hours. So to get a 4 hour runtime with 3 hours of new footage essentially is just going to be.
Bananas.
I'm even looking at new headlines right now from coming out from the Wrap. Zack Snyder's Justice League initial reactions: a miracle of a movie. Messing up Age of Ultron helped Joss Whedon mess up Justice League.
Ooh.
That's a day ago from Gizmodo. New York Times, Zack Snyder's rough and tumble ride with Justice League. It's probably just a story recapping everything that had gone on. A tweet from Jordan Hoffman: the difference between Joss Whedon's version of the Justice League and Zack Snyder's is that Whedon is a glass of sour milk. Snyder's is a glass of milk with ants in it. I don't know if that's a good description to tell you what it's going to be like, but
Yeah.
I would rather have a glass of milk with a couple ants for some extra protein than sour milk, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, listen. I mean, if you're a real man, then you drink that sour milk like a man.
Here's one from Eric Deegans at NPR. He says, I'll just say, Zack Snyder's Justice League blew me away. I'll have a longer review on NPR's website later this week, but Snyder has reinvented the film to make it deeper, more compelling, more understandable, and more entertaining. A well worth 4 hours. And that's a tweet from 6 minutes ago, here on the 14th, just a few days away from the release.
Exactly 4 days. I mean, we're both excited on that. And do we have anything else to say about our two lovely buddies?
I want to see Grant Gustin, but that's not going to happen.
We did see them both interact in the Flash show.
We did see that, so there's more to come, obviously, and the Flash movie's still set to release, and hopefully it's as good as we hope it is, and hopefully it sets up Flashpoint.
It's a Flashpoint. Maybe if it's a Flashpoint, then maybe
fingers crossed.
Gustin as a Flash, because
I think we would
on the big screen.
I think he deserves it. I think he's earned it for the work he's put in, and I think there's a couple people who've worked on those shows that really would deserve a space on the DCEU if it was. Obviously, I feel like it would have to be more developed. It would have to be at the point where Marvel is at right now currently with their Phase 4, because they're barely even scratching the surface of a multiverse and what they want it to look like. Yeah, but we'll have plenty of videos of that later down the road.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that along the road. We'll go to Marvel discussion. All right, and finally, number 5.
Last but not least.
Are we going to see a post-credit scene from this movie? Will there be one or not?
That's a very good question. I think that there's a very good chance we do see a post-credit scene. Obviously, the post-credit scene in the original Justice League was, wasn't it just Joe Manganiello and Lex Luthor meeting? I think it's just so long ago I don't remember. I'm pretty sure the post-credit scene in the original movie ended up just being Joe Manganiello and Lex Luthor meeting up, whereas obviously in the Snyder Cut film we're supposed to see Manganiello in the nightmare scene and probably see Lex Luthor somewhere else. There's a good chance that we do get a different version of a post-credit scene, and there's with that I have no idea where they'd even go with it. Do you have any ideas?
Okay. No. The question is, where can they go? Obviously, the post-credit scene has to be something. If there is one, if there's not, then oh well. But either way, the big question is whether or not where can they go from here. Now, if the Snyder Cut movie is a big success,
which it sounds like it could be,
then they had to give us a second one. If depending how this whole movie ends, if it ends on a cliffhanger, then they had to give us a second one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. So obviously, I think that a majority of people would agree that we think the Snyder Cut will go and be received much better than the original Justice League, and to say that it gets something else greenlit is a big stretch because of so many actors that have expressed discontent, mostly being Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, with how their situation has been handled during this whole process of things actually coming together. We don't know. I would hope that it does. I think a post-credit scene would more fit like one of the other projects. If we've obviously already gotten an Aquaman movie, and we've, I think that it could tee up some other big stuff. I doubt. I really don't believe that they'll tee anything up with like the Rock's Black Adam movie or anything like that, or any of their other projects. I think the closest thing we might get is maybe like a Flash movie preview or some sort of looming threat beyond that, because they can't rehash the same end credit scene that they did. I also do remember now. I think there was a mid credit and an end credit. Was it there? Unless I'm thinking, I might be thinking the Mangelio and Luther meeting is from one of their other films, because I do remember for a fact that the end credit of Justice League was the Superman and the Flash race. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm remembering right now, just now. Okay. But I don't remember what was the Lex Luthor and Deathstroke end credit. It is from Justice League, so it did have the post credit and the mid credit scene. It had both of them on it.
Okay, now probably will we see more like an extended version as to what they were talking about, because from what I remember, Luthor was planning to form up his Legion of Doom.
Yeah, they were teeing off the Legion of Doom, so maybe instead of what we have, I don't think they've done a ton of reshoots for. I mean, they have done some reshoots. Maybe some of the reshoots are a new end credit scene.
Oh, hopefully, bro. Like, because I know they added Leto's Joker.
Yep.
In the Nightmare scene. They shot that, brand new. The other ones were just, added from the original.
That makes sense. Yeah. So who knows? That'd be if they try and push the Legion of Doom a little bit more and have more of a team up scene with maybe some of the characters that we see from the Nightmare scene. That would make a lot more sense to push them as a bigger threat now. That's a little bit more out of control than we see them in the Nightmare scene, because they have a common enemy.
Yep.
Who knows?
Enemy, and that's superheroes.
Yep. All right.
Well, do we have anything else before we close out?
I don't think so. I think that's just about everything.
Yeah, if you guys have any other theories about what you think could happen, or if you have a different top 5 list for us, please let us know in the comments below and see what you guys think.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything that you think that is more exciting than we had on the list, or something more specific that we didn't mention, definitely let us know. Because we would love to know about that.
Yeah, we'd like to hear you guys out. Your opinions matter.
Your opinion matters. Do you think they believe me when I said that? Oh, goodness. You guys. I'm just kidding. We do believe. We believe in you guys.
Angry letters at them. We can write angry letters at them. Who the hell do you think you are trying to erase my opinion?
They're going to write mean comments on our comment section now.
They probably like,
you guys have crazy ideas. You think they're going to have Martian Manhunter? No way. It's crazy. What's crazy to me is they've kept him out of all the trailers, and I think that's big, because I think he's gonna be a bigger point. That's why.
Yeah. Supposedly on Twitter, I read what's it called? Supposedly someone screenshotted. I think it was a white man or one of the.
That's
that had like.
Yeah, that's the
like red glowing eyes.
Oh yeah, no, it's.
And supposedly that's him or.
There's been a couple leaks of what he might look like. None of them that I've seen have been proven. And then the white guy is actually Darkseid. He's one of Darkseid's henchmen. He's basically like Corvus Glaive.
Speaking of that, I'm kind of hoping to see the Darkseid's 2 other henchmen, Grammy and what's the other guy's name?
It's like his son. That is a weird leopard guy.
Yeah.
A weird fat leopard guy.
I want to know if we could see them fighting, at least one of them fighting.
Yeah.
I know Granny's a bit of a badass from what I
Yeah,
heard. Can't mess with
she
Granny.
is. She is a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, guys,
Yeah.
that is the wrap on our first video here for Ed Ultra Films. If you enjoyed, leave a
Hell yeah.
like, drop your comments again if you have some ideas that we didn't, and don't forget to smash the subscribe
Yeah,
button.
so please subscribe or leave a like and help us, and we'll help you guys. You know,
Yep.
we're very proud of launching this channel for us. You know, we're doing this for fun, guys. You know,
Yes, we are.
we want to make the fun until we get real serious.
Yeah, just wait till you see our podcast episodes and how crazy we get on those
Mm-hmm.
because we have
Yeah.
some wild theories. This is as about grounded as we're gonna get. These are things that are actually proven that are gonna happen with a little bit of stretch, little teeny tugs.
Yeah,
But just wait till you see us rip open some crazy ideas on on the podcast and in future videos.
Yeah, and it's not just us two. There's gonna be one more person. Who's gonna be? Who is it?
Ooh, we'll let them figure it out. You guys have to subscribe to learn.
Who is this? Who is this
Mystery figure. Mystery figures. And again, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.
Yep. See you soon.
Peace.
Peace.